morning, good afternoon, good evening, with whatever time this read is finding you in. Today we are having our first shadow work for the Horus Healing Advent Calendar 2025 event that I'm having on my channel. We're gonna be utilizing this wonderful little book here, if I can get without the flare. Tarot Shadow Work by Christine Setti. And we're gonna be using this on, I don't know what page this is, but anyway, get the book. It's like really good for in-depth shadow work to like really see what you can. Okay, so what are problematic areas currently in your life that you can improve upon or heal or just get in touch with to like not be in constant avoidance and repeating patterns. Today's deck will be a beautiful thing that I personally found on AliExpress, but it could be on Etsy or elsewhere. It's called the Reborn Skull. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's black and white with a pop of color, as we can see here in the background, and my battery is low, so give me just a tiny second. So then, as I was saying before, my camera decided to flash at me that it has a low battery. We're gonna be using the Reborn Skull Deck for the shadow work. The book can rewind to the beginning, and obviously I haven't shuffled this deck at all, so it's like a first usage, literally. But I mean, check out how freaking gorgeous this is. That pop of color is really everything. Anyway, so along with this deck, we're gonna be using the What's Blocking You as a source for each position. And just to add a little bit of pop of fun, I found this some time ago on AliExpress. It's the Path of Shadows Oracle deck, and it has this wonderful, really like, you know, dark creatures that we're gonna try to adapt to the read and see how well we can do that. Because whoever said that shadow work should be tedious and boring and difficult and all that shit? So, you know, let's make it fun. Or I don't know what I was trying to do. So, welcome to day 2 of my Advent Calendar event. I hope y'all are doing magnificently well. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, yesterday you had that weird noise in the background. I'm sorry for that. That was literally my stovetop, gas stovetop that I was burning to have a little heat here in the basement. And so that was the sort of constant background noise that you were hearing throughout the four reads that I did yesterday. So yeah, sorry about that. Another housekeeping item. I know that the video is inverted because right now my camera is up there filming down bird's eye view my table. I did place an order for a tripod that should come after December 1st, because so here in Romania and Hungary, December, but especially Romania, December 1st is like a national holiday. It's day off for everybody. It has like a huge event, political upheaval, something, I don't know, in the past. And so every business, everything is closed on Monday, December 1st. So the delivery will come later that week. But there will be a change of frame change of frame. I don't know at what point I will be in my process of reading cards for the calendar, but there will be a change. First card that jumped out, Ace of Cups for the shadow work. So, how are you guys handling your emotions when you are not confronted but suggested or offered new emotional adventures? Do you feel confident, secure? Do you feel stressed? Do you feel inadequate? Do you feel blessed? Do you see the opportunity for what it is, or do you see it as something tedious, something scary? Like me, for instance, I tried to go on dating apps and I have a freeze panic attack, and not like the last time that I tried, I lasted literally 5 minutes. It was Facebook dating. I created my profile and 5 minutes later I had to delete because I had a freaking panic anxiety attack. Like, it was atrocious, like really bad. So I'm definitely not a dating person. I do value a lot my alone time, and I have a lot of fun with talking with people on X and Discord and online, but dating is like the black freaking plague and I'm scared to death. So for new emotions, for me it's like nice, but with like a measuring cup of, like, you know, the tiniest shit for like quarter of a teaspoon or something. So I'm gonna shuffle this a little more to make sure that it's really well shuffled together, and I'm gonna come back for we're gonna start with fire sign, then earth, water and air, and like, no, let's shift things up together a little. So catch you in 2 seconds. Hello water signs, how's it flowing? Welcome to day 2 of my advent calendar event on my page. How y'all doing? Day 2 will be shadow work from the book seen in the intro. We're gonna use, so the spread is gonna look like the same as yesterday but different starting point. Oh, you have a plethora of choices. Do you feel a little, how should I say this, like unclear in your decision? When we have too many options, it's a bit uncertain. Go by elimination. The thing that you want the less, eliminate. The thing that might be too much work for not as much reward or feel good or worth or whatever, eliminate. Eliminate as much as you can. Reduce it down to 2, 3, 4, and from there again 3, 2, so you can make the better judgment. But good luck is on your way. So there's that. Fortune favors the bold and the strategic. Otherwise, how you doing? Oh, also, yeah, so yesterday we had that weird noise in the background. That was literally my stove top that way. That was using one of the circles to heat up the room, because here it's very not but it's bad isolation. It was cold. It's in winter, although we don't have super cold winters here in Romania, but it was still cold, rainy, damp. So I was using my stovetop to warm up the place a little. What is this? The Magician. Ooh, you are in full-blown creative manifesting mode. That is beautiful. Water signs. Water signs is Aquarius, Scorpio, and Pisces, my little fishies. So this will be your shadow work spread to see what you need to perhaps look have a little look-see inside at this moment to be aware of. And again, this bloody Seven of Swords stalking me yesterday, stalking me today. Is there someone fishy in your life, literally, that is acting sus, that you need to be cautious of, that you need to, like, you know, heighten your awareness to what their shenanigans are, and be cautious of red flags. Oh my fucking god, are you kidding me? Is your partner a little shady? Water signs? Or any other sign? Or other signs? Do you have a water sign that acts a little sus? Just be cautious. But yeah, water signs, if your partner is acting suspicious, just be cautious. I mean, on one hand, yeah, he can just like hide like a major Christmas surprise, but normally the Seven of Swords is lying, cheating, thieving, so we shouldn't have that for like a good surprise. Though he can be clever and stealthy, just be cautious. Don't overreact. Don't do anything stupid. Just be cautious, attentive. Do not make brash decisions. Do not speak too fast, too swiftly, too harshly. I'm not gonna say twist your tongue 7 times before you lash out, but do consider the impact and the consequences of your thoughts if you let them out in the wild, especially with a significant other that you have emotional attachment towards. Even if they're acting sus, just, you know, wait it out, gather your receipts, your proof before you act irrational and out of, you know. Also, don't take every freaking tarot read online like for concrete proof and shit. We are reading for a plethora of people. This does not apply for every single individual in the same capacity, so be cautious of that. Balance out. Something from the past needs to be balanced out and bring more fairness to it. Also, if you're juggling past and present or future things, see where your energy goes, what you invest in, what you are juggling, what takes your resources, emotional, finance, or spiritual. So that you can be more consciously aware of how you disperse your resources. So yeah, I was ready to cut. So, water signs, what's up for you? We are starting in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I will use the bottom of the deck as a oh my freaking lord, clarifying card. That starts interestingly. Okie doke. Cha. What's happening with you, water signs? Well, at least there's one good card. But like, goddamn, bro. So, negative, good, sus, bad, good. Like, okay, guys, what's happening with you? Literally. And I know this is shadow work, but holy demi, it's getting a little intense. Although, granted, you are water sign, so water emotion that can carry, get carried away and get a little intense. So let us see. Sorry, I had to change my camera battery. So we were, I hope I didn't tap too much before it cut. We were starting with position 1, denial. What negatives or positive do people point out to me that I have trouble accepting? And here with the 5 of Pentacles is about poverty and lack mentality. So I will clarify, but is this literally just you being in a bad financial position at the moment, or you having this obsession with focusing on what you don't have? That is the concern. Oh, and it's a lack of curiosity, a lack of enthusiasm. So are you having a little bit of a funk at the moment, perhaps? That can also be a valid things to look at. Or do you see... Oh, what are you guys doing? My dogs are making weird noises. Yeah, the positive or negative that you see as you're denying. This really feels like when people point out that you are lacking enthusiasm and passion and curiosity, you are literally peeved by that, which is interesting. So for whomever I am reading for, you don't like being called out or not being super energetic, super curious, super just positive, or like, are you? But the thing is, are you having a moment of funk, or are you always in this lacking mindset that you don't have enough resources for yourself and to give to others? Because the way our economy is in these times, do not hold that shit against yourself. Like, do not make it a criteria of how you allow others to judge you and to paint your portrait, because it's temporary, and not everybody can be like the freaking influencer lifestyle with the 100K rental and that lifestyle. So don't let others influence you too hard on how they perceive you. I might come back to this later on. Position 2, anxiety. When do I get nervous, anxious, touchy, or sensitive with others? Communication, which, okay. Lack of communication, or being deprived of communication. Are you anxious when people are not reaching out to you, or when the communication is too centered and too focused on the lack mentality? Again, 5 of Pentacles is lack of financial resources, and 5 of Cups is focusing on the lack of resources. It's really the focus on what has been lost, what is no longer. It's a bit of a depression, of a sorrow, of a melancholy, but going deeper, it's like all you can think about is those 3 spilled cups, even though you still have 2 up and full of things, but you don't even look at that. So you are anxious that people constantly bring that forth, especially in communication, and that it's like a constant rapid fire of highlighting how you only focus on those things that you do not have, and you perhaps self-isolate yourself in this energy and this lack mentality. And so since you're only capable of focusing on that, they are barraging you with that highlight, and it further cements the walls around you, and it further isolates you in this energy of focusing on what you don't have. And also I'm really like, you notice how the human figure has winter clothes and boots and a cloak, whereas the skeleton only has rags. Now the question is, are you the skeleton or are you the human perceiving the lack? Is the skeleton your like a projection of yourself, or somebody completely outside of you? Is it a psychological, spiritual, like, an abstract concept, or is it something else or someone else to you? Because if you are the human with the winter clothes, the heavy warm clothes and the boots and the poncho or the shroud or the cloak or whatever that thing is, you still have that compared to others. So you are not that much deprived and that much poor or resourceless, even if it's regarding youthful, energetic curiosity and enthusiasm and a spark of fire to create and to be innovative. You still have something to your name that can be utilized, but you are so busy focusing on what you don't have that it's like you forget that you are this character and you become the skeleton who has literally nothing. Position 3, inferiority. When do I most lack confidence? Here you will discover your area of inferiority. Delayed news. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Always having to look back to make sure that you have the right information, the right intel, the right resources, the right outlook on the situation. Especially when you are making a decision, it's like you are gathering as much intel as you possibly can, and so that delays you, and if that robs you of certain opportunities that the others highlight, that you are so focusing on what you don't have that you take too much time to appreciate what you could have potentially. No wonder that you are plagued by this sense of loss, because you are so focused on the could have, should have aspects versus the what was and what is. Although even the what was is slightly on the negative, because the past is gone and cannot be resurrected or brought back. So you really need to focus on the present, on what you do have, on your spark, on your fire, and on the decisions that are still under your power to make a decision about to go or leave, yes or no, this or that, so that you can clearly communicate with yourself, with the universe, and with other people involved in what you truly desire and want and are ready to commit to. Even if it takes a little bit of time to gather details and resources, at least you have a clear path ahead. But you feel, so wait, 1, 2, 3, you feel like, again, with the page, is a sense of youthfulness, immaturity, especially with the page of wands too. So you are curious, you have the drive, but you feel the lack of experience. You are just starting to get a grab on things that you potentially look out for. So you feel like you are inadequately prepared, informed, set up for in this quest, in this journey to get what you aim for. And so that gives you this sense of inferiority in your quest. And also, if the past is still heavily influencing you and your sense of lack, both financially and emotionally, you feel like it's all the odds are stacked against you in your proceeding forward on your journey to attain whichever goal you want to attain as your beautiful individual self. Position number 4, anger. What qualities in a person do I most dislike or have the most difficulty dealing with? Toxicity, power, control, imbalance, being bound, being restricted, being under somebody's influence, or if people are under the influence of toxic products like drugs, alcohol, gambling, just their own weaknesses, their own weaknesses taking the better of them, clouding their judgment, and sort of binding them into toxic patterns. And that really angers you because you see them as weak and not able to govern on themselves, especially if it's about drinking, womanizing, or being too social. And you know, like they say, I only drink socially. Yeah, but you are out drinking socially every night of the week. That's not drinking socially, that's being an alcoholic. And so this pattern of behavior can be in your very close circle of friends. Ergo, why we have the 3 of Cups and the Devil. Toxicity, bias, overconsumptions. I'm not saying that drinking is bad. I'm saying if you are socially drinking from Monday to Sunday, there's a bit of a problem there. And that is what you, as a water sign, really angers you, because you see that people have this beautiful potential of celebrating in joyful, wholesome, wholeness gatherings, but they let the toxic trait dominate this whole situation, and it becomes just over and excess and bad, and they are now trapped in this situation that they want more and more and more, and constantly more and more and more, and that is ruining everybody's fun, because there's one asshole who doesn't know how to drink, who drinks too much, and it's just everybody's problem now. If you have this in yourself and you hate this in others because it reflects your own vulnerability and your own weakness, try to see specifically what weaknesses in others you hate or irks you really badly, so that you can try to work and isolate that aspect. It's not necessarily drinking, it can be a shopping problem, especially with the holidays, and Black Friday just passed at the moment of this upload, but still we have the shopping for the holidays. If your addiction and your happy place is shopping for others or for yourself, but taken in excess is basically the ruin and your credit card being overcharged, and then lack of finances and resources and money with the 5 of Pentacles, because you acted too brash, too immature, too excited at the sales, it all circles back, and now you are focused on what you don't have, what you had lost, all your money, all your resources, and your friends are literally hearing your ears off with you shouldn't have overspent or overpartied or this and this and that and the other. And so you're like, shit, what are my options now? And you're trying to take a step back and analyze the road ahead, but you feel that not enough information or not enough guidance or not enough resources were given to you, because you acted at your own at the detriment of your own judgment, under the influence of whatever happy trigger was cranked to the max level, and you let yourself indulge too hard in the happy fiesta zone. So whatever you hate in others, pinpoint back to your life what that aspect is and try to have a control over that situation so you don't find yourself in this whole mess again in the future. Position number 5, secrecy. Look at the card in position 5 and ask, what do I rarely talk about with others? Where are my secrets and my family secrets? And heartbreak, disappointment. Ooh, and so you either take way too much time to break unhealthy patterns and things built on weaker foundations, and so the universe is stepping in and doing that for you, and it results in double the pain because the tower is already shocking upheaval and it's devastating hardcore pain, but doubled by the Three of Swords. It's like, holy fuck, this is a motherfucking painful situation. And so no wonder that you are feeling the lack and focusing on what you have lost, because you have not acted in due time with due diligence to rectify situations that were problematic, built on shaky foundations, built with a lack of trust, a lack of resources, a lack of communication, a lack of knowledge, poor decision making, overindulgence in something. And so now shit is on the ground, in shambles, and fire, destruction, and it leaves you heartbroken because. But also, have you noticed these patterns in your family? Who in your family is the most prone to procrastinate tasks or important decision making up to the point where it's way too late and the universe itself steps in and creates even more problems, so that the situation is now snowballed into a full-blown catastrophic, destructive situation that leaves everybody heartbroken and weighing down the heaviness of the situation because no decision was made in the appropriate allocated time when things were a little more smooth and subtle and a little more open for decision making, for like weighing this or that, and more fluid for change. The choice has not been made, the change has not been implemented, and so higher forces are stepping in like, bitch, I'm gonna make you, and it results in pain. So who in your family is that sort of person that energy is not carried onto you in this present energetic time frame? And finally, position number 6, and we are 18 minutes, so that's my shortest so far. Self-loathing. This may be the most devastating shadow of all. If we cannot love and honor ourselves, we cannot realize of higher potential. So what you hear about yourself is that you are granted beautiful, inspirational opportunities, the spark, the fire, the inspiration, the ooh la la, this is gonna be funsies, but you're holding on. You are not expressing yourself, you are being way too cautious, and the fire, the flame gets extinguished instead of being nurtured and shared. It dwindles down. Literally see this as a match. You have one match, you spark it, you have the fire. With that one little flame, you could set a forest ablaze, or you could have a chimney with wood or a barbecue or whatever. But because you hold on to that one tiny little match in your hand, it burns the whole wooden part, it burns your finger, and there's no more fire because you never took action to share that fire. You held on to it without sharing, and now there's no more. So your self-loathing, what you hate the most about yourself, is that you are granted this inspiration, this fire, this spark, but you do not act upon it. And the more you hold on to it way too cautiously, to the point where it's like stupid selfish and irrationally afraid of sharing and investing that flame, it vanishes. It just disappears, because opportunities are given to be expended upon it. It's like a seed. You are given this seed in various abstract forms. This was inspiration, fire, motivation, inspiration. And instead of putting it in the water and then in the ground, you just left it on the counter, and it's just a seed. Maybe it's still there, maybe it's died, if it needed proper nurturing, if it wasn't like dried out or processed or whatever to like be kept on the long run as a seed. And so you hate the way you are overly cautious in grabbing these opportunities and working with them, in investing into them, into nurturing that fire, in putting more into it to grow it into something that can be utilized in different ways across different energies or platforms or different areas in your life, since we have pentacles and wands and cups. So when you have a spark, when you have an opportunity, something given by the universe, it can also take it back in a very brutal way if it's not utilized or abused or held on to for selfish reasons, or if you're not like utilizing it for it was given to you, it was granted, but you just like held on to it and put it in a cupboard somewhere and forgot about it. So obviously it's gonna fizzle down and die. So you hate that you don't act upon opportunities given to you, which is interesting. It's like, are you afraid of putting in something and then losing it? Because there's like a double loss card here, and it's like you are given it, but then all you focus on the lack, or on the maybe not enough, or your lack knowledge, or your lack experience to properly do something with it. But experience comes with practice. The page becomes the knight through a progression of self-mastery. At first he's only the messenger, he's only giving messages, and then the more message he delivers, the more experience he gains, and the more he's tasked with other tasks. And it's like in a video game, you level up, and then you get the horse, and and you learn how to ride, and you cover more distance, and you do more meaningful actions and missions, and you gain more experience, and then you become the queen and the king and yada yada. So don't be afraid of lacking experience and maturity, because you gain that in the process of doing the things that this first seed or inspiration or fire is given to you. You cannot cheat your way and get the ace and jump straight to the king energy. You need to like go through the slow process of acquiring the in-between things to master and fructify the potential that you were given, without getting lost in focusing on what you have lost. Because if it's like a repeating pattern, obviously you're gonna be stuck in this for like until you die, until you realize the problem and how to figure out a solution for the problem. And I'm gonna stop here and be right back with the oracle cards. And we are back. Okay, my dogs are making weird noises. With the What is Blocking Oracle deck. And let's see what's for you, water signs. Also, I don't know if you're aware, but the law of attraction is basically the more you focus on something, the more you will get that. So if you only focus on the lack, you will get more lack. If you focus on being grateful for what you have, you will get more of that. It's stupid, but it's how it works. Also, the universe doesn't have human bias. So if you focus on, okay, so like so when I lost my puppies, I made like a makeshift bracelet that was like a placeholder for the official bracelet, and after I was really grateful to have that first variation, my online shopping page that I used started giving me the actual charms that I was looking for before, that finally they somehow unlocked and gave me the stuff that I actually wanted to make my charm bracelet the way I wanted to. But first I needed to be thankful and grateful for the makeshift one, the placeholder, to show that I really wanted this, that I really appreciated, and I was willing to wait a little to have it properly finished and assembled. Gratefulness works as much as lack mentality. Okie dokie Loki. Let's see what we have. Hiding feelings. You need to express how you feel to the one you love to see how they feel in return. I mean, obviously, if you hold on to your sacred freaking spark and don't share how you feel, obviously you will feel like they don't reciprocate your feelings because you haven't told them, and they're like, I mean, he doesn't like me, so why should I bother? Pent-up anger. You have unresolved feelings from your past that make you resentful towards others. Who has hurt you? In what capacity? How? What you have learned from it? How can you proceed forward with the knowledge that you have acquired from that? How can you avoid those red flags if you can notice them? Like maybe try to focus on paying attention to that so you can avoid it. But also just forgive them and move on and forget that they... Don't forget, but take it as a lesson. Love's the answer. Love won't solve your problems. You need to work on being independent. Love yourself first. If the other is not reciprocating your feelings, at least you have yourself, you have your best life. And like I just said 5 minutes ago, or not even, when you focus on loving yourself, more people will come into your life that will love you, because what the universe sees is that you are literally full of love, and you love, and you are focusing on love, and that's what you enjoy the most. So the universe will give you more of that. Fated to be alone. You gave up on love because you think you are meant to be alone. It's not true. Well, of course, if you don't express your feelings to the person that you are interested in, and you keep that anger pent up in yourself when they don't make the first move, obviously you will think that you are meant to be alone because you are holding on to information, they're holding on to information, nobody makes a move, and voila, there's no communication, and you're feeling sad and sorry, and yeah. Self-neglect. You are neglecting your own needs in relationships. Practice self-care. This is like the complete opposite. Just like visually speaking, self-neglect and love is the answer is basically the stark opposite. When you neglect your own emotions versus when you nurture your emotions. But you need to love yourself first, build the confidence to allow emotions to exist, to thrive, to grow, and eventually let others know what you feel, how you feel, so that they can either reciprocate or gently deny. And don't take it as like the end of the world situation. That was just meant to be. There are other options down the road. Not committed. Always chasing or being chased. You must be willing to commit to one person. Unless you are in that sort of modern poly open relationship. But otherwise, you have to make it clear to yourself and to the others that you have feelings and these are your terms of engagement. This is how you would like this thing to proceed forward. This is what you ideally would like to have, to express, to experience, to share. Are they on the same boat as you or not? And that will also help you either cut your loss and move to the next potential relationship, or just take a hiatus, take a little vacation, and then work on yourself, on loving yourself, on bettering yourself, on building your own confidence, on healing past wounds and traumas, so you can be less baggage heavy for the next relationship whenever that one will occur and stumble on your path. So, water signs. I hope this was insightful, helpful in any capacity. I will see you tomorrow for day 3. Toodaloo! Thank you for having been around so much. Bye-bye.